Channel area and down on the south coast of England for quite a few days now, so all you need is a bit of cooling and the high relative humidity, and then you've got the radiation fog. I always think it's quite beautiful actually when it's thick fog, obviously, and people can't drive. It's a different ball game, but I think the early stages of radiation fog, my good lady lives in a small village, and there's a fair bit of sort of waterways and drainage things and lakes and whatnot around, and when I drive back in the morning, it's sometimes absolutely stunning at the views with the radiation fog hanging about over the river, and very, very beautiful. And took taken some pictures over the years. One of a radio mast at Upton, which was part of the Post Office radio link, or the British Telecom radio link between Leeds and London, and the radiation fog was halfway up the mast, and the mast was just sort of sticking out of the top of the very stunning. And probably one of the best I ever took was driving back from work. It's a fairly long lane initially before you get to the motorway, and there's a field, and it's about maybe 2 foot, 3 foot at the most below the main road. Don't think it'll be 3 foot, it'll be certainly around about a couple of feet below, and there's usually horses grazing in the field. And you know the CO2 that they blow onto the stages when people are singing, it was like that. The field was full of it, but there wasn't a trace of it on the main road. It was just as if somebody poured a can of the liquid CO2 to the stuff that they use on the stage into the field, and it was just full of radiation fog starting, and it was quite a stunning photograph actually. Okay, our holidays, Paul, well, you know I love them. We usually do about five a year. If you look through the travel sites carefully, you can pick some reasonable holidays. Round about maybe about £300 per person. We'll see a very nice holiday in a very nice place actually. So I play around with looking at them on a regular basis, and if anything comes up at the right sort of price, then my name goes on it, and I love it. I like the way of life abroad. It's much more relaxed, much less congested, and as a consequence, they're much nicer people. Okay. I mean, we see with China, with all this stuff that's free postage, it's all subsidised by the government to generate business in China, and the end product is that we benefit from it. So I suppose you can be very despondent and say that it's actually going to completely monopolise the electronics market. Now prices will go up. I don't look at it that way. I think there's always a competition element in it, and while everybody's doing okay out of it, then good luck to them, quite honestly. A lot of time, a lot of money, you don't benefit from that, especially on things like the phones, cell phone market and whatnot. Right, for me, it's then going to go round to Trevor. I hope the weather's okay over there, Trevor, and you're enjoying the summer, and as Paul said, it's quite surprised that we're as far as the 1st of June. It does seem
What did you say you were, Adrian?
500.
Yeah, okay.
L'ancienne piste paramentée de gros coups durs, hein, parce qu'on voit comment ça de part et d'autre de la France, hein, on se ramasse.
Yesterday with a big rubber hammer. So good morning to you there, Winston. G4 Papa Echo Fox, Mode 0, Tango Papa Golf.
PDX. Papa Charlie Lima.
We got a couple there. We got 2E0 Papa Charlie Lima, and we got Pam, but we definitely had a Winston in there. G4 Papa Echo Fox. Are you boy? He called in, John, and then he must have got to, the doorbell must have gone. So we'll leave him on the list, but call him in again.
Martin, when you called in, you were very strong signal. So good morning to you there, Martin. I passed it over to you and then second to you. PA3BOH, over to you, Martin.
Yeah, PA3BOH, G3YJO, very good morning to everybody. It's nice to be back from travels, quite long travels this time in the Far East. And seems being quite damp here. Had a couple of downpours yesterday. Flight was delayed back yesterday evening. A passenger was taken sick just before takeoff, so we had to go return to base, and that put a couple of hours in the whole loop. And by the time I got back, there was a couple of very heavy downpours. So clearly it's been pretty wet, and I was listening a little bit, as you very kindly acknowledged, on one day. And of course there's been quite a lot of lightning activity that I heard about on the news and could see on the lightning.org website. So it's obviously been pretty active while I've been away. Anyway, quick reports. Ray, strength 9, Trevor, strength 8. Without further ado, I will put it on to Brian, and perhaps somebody could let me know when the Newbury rally is, because I know it's coming up, but I'm not sure which weekend. GU4LJC, G3YJO.
Is that somebody trying to call in? You put a carrier out, but no audio. Go again. Gosh, that might have been Dave, I don't know, but then it was running away with you, it was oscillating or something, so didn't really get who it was. Anyway, very good morning. You're 5.9 plus about 15, Martin, very nice signal. Trevor was a bit lower that time, but around the 5.4. So everybody else, Ray, you've been good constant 5.6, 5.7. No great problem this morning. Paul, you good black and great signal as well. So there we are. Oh, I think the fog moved a bit. It hasn't gone yet, but it's moved a bit, and the wind is coming from the southwest this morning, whereas it's been predominantly a northeasterly. Reminded that because it was just had a nice cooling factor, so which is very nice. Yes, we had some thunderstorms, Martin. Well, we had them down here, and they had them the next, later that night, and we didn't have anything like the UK. We had thunderstorms, but we didn't have the amount of rain that certain parts of the UK and Wales had. There's nothing like that. We had short, sharp rain, and then it was gone. A terrific lightning storm one of the evenings. I was still on the watching the skylight up almost continuously to the southwest of me. It was quite amazing. It was just totally not like the street light, and I'm not trying myself amongst it. But lucky enough, I don't think it hit land yet. It passed to the west of us and moved up in the arc across the channel into parts of the UK and Wales. With that, well, let's see if it's Dave. I'm not sure if it is Dave. And then if it is you, Dave, it goes on to Paul when you're finished. G8YFH, was that you trying to get in, Dave, from G4LJC?
G4LJC and GA153 saying yes there, Brian. Try and peak up. Very bad. Not long been in the shack. But apologies for the carriers. I tried calling you, but I forgot to make sure the microphone was pushed down. So now it's working. Okay, when you're for 5 to 5 to 6, I was always on your signal, but readability 5, so it just took a stop right at the end. You got me with a blue left. Not to worry, we'll get back in a few minutes. But fine.
BBC. At least a reaction. Yeah, I was looking at the FPH site, thinking that their S-meter might be a little bit, well, it's certainly mean, but a bit defunct, because, well, Dave here, you're between an 8 and a 9, and you were only about a 5 on the web SDR. But there again, both Ray and Brian were only between a 5 and a 7. And then good morning to you, Martin. You came on here at 25 over. Welcome back. And again, you were only about a 7. So, yeah, it's a peculiar S-meter they've got here. And at the present moment, it's standing just below a 9 with this signal. Although it might well have frozen up. It doesn't seem to be moving, although the S-meter is. There you go. And the only reason I was looking at G4 FPH was to see if you were listening, Martin. And there you are. So, welcome back. Good to have you on. Yeah, I don't often look at the web SDR, but I did the other day, and I noticed that both you and Terry commented. It's nice to know that you are listening. Successful. And yeah, sorry to hear about the delay. Those things happen. In fact, my daughter yesterday, I think it was yesterday, late yesterday, supposed to be coming back from Berlin, and we heard on the news that there was all sorts of delays due to the weather. Evidently Gatwick had a problem, but we didn't see anything here. So, well, there you go. Newbury Rally, Martin, is this month the 24th. Breakfast is served. 24th. So that's the day to pencil in. Let's hope we get some good weather. I know Ian and Justin from the West Country are going as sellers, and I might well be going as a seller as well. So I'll look out for you. I must get rid of some of the stuff. It's a case of sorting it all out, isn't it? But certainly I'll try to get rid of a few things, I think, this time. And, well, let's keep it going round. Round to you, Ray. G3BTD, M1PVC.
Yeah, so another small carry-on frequency that came up a few seconds before you handed it over, Paul. Let me just check. Something still there, but quite weak. Yeah, okay, fine. Yeah, very well to you, Martin. Welcome back. Yes, we did acknowledge you 2 or 3 times, actually. Obviously, we weren't sure you were listening, but I think on one occasion, Paul did see your call sign flag up on the 4FPH site as you were listening, so good wishes were sent. Okay, about the passenger taking sick. Once I think it was coming back from Tenerife, and a couple of blokes ended up scrapping on the flight, and one of them bit the other one's ear off. So he had to land at Faro to have him taken off and hospitalised. So they're crazy. One of the problems with flying is that people who smoke, obviously their lungs are knackered at the best, and they suffer from hypoxia at a much earlier stage than the average punter. The cabin pressure is set around about 9,000 feet, and about 10,000 feet we start to run out of the partial pressure of oxygen, and above that people tend to get mildly hypoxic, but the smokers get hypoxic earlier than the rest. So they tend to become quite agitated and quite aggressive when they're landed. So unfortunately they can be a source of trouble, especially if they've had a few beers. I still advocate that on the line of punters that are going out through the gate to to an aircraft, there should be a police officer stood either side, and if anyone appears to be drunk, they should be taken out and breathalyzed, and they should be stopped from going on the aeroplane, because it does exist in air law that you should not be on an aeroplane and be drunk. So the law exists, and they can apply that law, and it would take a matter of months before you saw the reduction in drinking prior to going flying if people were prevented from going on the holiday because they were drunk. And a very simple measure that could be applied at every departure gate, and just move from one gate to another. But they don't seem concerned. In fact, some of the operators tell the police to leave them alone, let them get on, because they've paid for a ticket and they'll deal with them, which is rather crazy to me. Anyway, what else was there? Busy this week building a little Radio 4 receiver, actually. We're experimenting with the TA7642, which is very much like the ZM414. Three-legged fuse. But there's about 5 stages of amplification in there, so tune circuit at one end, audio comes out the other end, and I've got a little Radio 4 receiver, not much bigger than a pack of Swan Vestas, that I can slip in my top pocket and listen to Radio 4. The 7 o'clock while 9 o'clock slot, if I'm not on here, the Today programme, I love that. It's very, very well presented and very topical. Not that I like to be topical. And it's a nice pocket-sized receiver that I can wander about and listen to Radio 4. I know there's plenty on the market, and you can buy it commercially, but this one's been penned by G3VTD soldering iron. So, from me, I think Trevor was signing. I'll push it to you in case, Trevor. But I got the impression you were signing on the last over, but if Trevor doesn't pick it up, then round to you, Martin. PA3BLH, G3VTD.
Yeah, G3VTD, PA3, so I wasn't starting there yet, Ray, but I think I will be starting. So your signal's going down quite substantially now. Had to go over to the WebSDR. Yeah, just a comment on the WebSDR, Paul. You can change the S-meter settings very easily in software, so I wonder whether they've actually set the S-meter properly there. And I usually go and check to see what the signal strength is like on the plots there. And first thing to do is to see what the noise floor is. But yeah, I'm not quite sure just how accurate those off-meters are. I'm not noticed, but when my signal is dropping down on one of the WebSDRs, it's still getting a good report by some of the other stations, obviously, with different antennas and different noise levels. So, anyway, I will go QRT. Signals are dropping off from everybody except the two stronger stations, which are always coming much stronger than everybody else. That's you, Martin, and you, Paul. You're still holding up very nicely, but I will listen around once. I will go QRT and hopefully on again tomorrow morning. So thank you, Martin. G3YG off, PA3BH.
Yeah, PA3BOH, G3YJO. A quick look around to make sure all the meters are in the right position. No smoke curling out the back. Yeah, fine, Trevor. Well, you're still around about strength 7, perfectly Q5. A little bit of QSB, as you say, conditions dropping off a bit. Bit of QSB on Ray, but still between 8 and 9. And Dave, I was having quite a bit of difficulty with you. You were about strength 4, and I could, well, and to be honest, probably about Q4, because it sounded like the modulation was not terribly penetrating, to say the least. So consequently, I was having to struggle a bit. So it may well be that propagation is such that you were stronger with Paul than here, and maybe And Paul, you're 9+. I'm on the R107 and the 53 this morning, so no S meter, so readings all by ear, but say conditions seem reasonable anyway. And yes, I was listening on the FPH website a number of times, off and on, not quite as much as I often do. Usually the timing isn't bad because in the Far East it's usually around about 4 o'clock or thereabouts in the afternoon. When the net is on, and if I remember, I just switch my laptop on and either listen to it in real time if I'm not doing anything, which is not often the case, or just record it and then listen to it either later in the evening when I've got nothing to do, or sometimes on the flight on the way back or wherever. So it's always nice, but I did hear the acknowledgement on whichever day it was, and nice to know that, and it was interesting to listen to, and there were good signals actually on that day as well. The FPH website suffers from the what I assume must be, well, so does the Hank Green website. They both suffer from some sort of image data signal, so I have to sort of chop off the lower half of the spectrum, which is okay, and the only problem I have is when Brian comes on, because he's a little bit LF and tends to sit more in that image on those websites, and so that gets a little bit trickier, but normally it's okay, and it's not always there. It just depends on I guess how propagation goes. So let me see, thanks very much for the date on Newbury there, Paul, and made a note of that, and assuming all's in good shape, I shall certainly be planning to attend. And I should better bring along a wad of cash if everybody's bringing goodies there. I wonder how everybody found the what goodies one got at the auction, and no doubt you won't be surprised to hear that I was my addiction to R107s unfortunately was not kept at bay, and I've acquired yet another one. But I sort of thought while I was on a roll, I might as well do a run of these things. And as you may have seen on the I was going to say website, not the website, on the members forum, that I've located a place that does some silk screening. It's sort of, well, it's not exactly cheap, but it's sort of manageable. So I might be giving that a go. So I think Martin MGA is going to perhaps join in, and possibly Tony. So we'll see. And my sort of R107 addiction is hopefully going to come to an end one of these days. Right, enough of that. Let me see, I made a note of anything else. Nope. So let me see, I put it on to Brian, and I say nice signal this morning, Brian, and I hope the patient there is now fully recovered. GU4LJC, G3YJO.
Yeah, fine, Martin from GU4LJC. Yeah, he's doing very well. I think he's allowed to go back to work on Monday. But yes, he's doing fine. He's just got a bit of numbness in that right-hand jaw area, because they said there would be some nerve damage. But other than that, he's doing fine. Got a nice. It's not bad actually. What they've done is they've done the cut in the natural fold of the skin, so you hardly notice it. And when his beard's grown back, you won't see it at all. But there's a good 6-inch cut there with two round holes, one at the top and one at the bottom, where they had drains going to stuff fluid going in and a drain coming out to wash out the bits, I suppose, to make sure there was none left in there after. But yes, he's doing fine. So there we are. He's allowed to drive again. They stopped him driving for about a week, only because when he came out of hospital in the last couple of rattle bubble up over his blood pressure at the time alone, and he had these sort of painful spells, and that's all sort of gone back to normal now. Right, enough of that. You're a terrific signal, Martin. Your normal rock crushing, steady Radio 4 type signal. Or home service, I used to call it. God, that's a long time ago, isn't it? And Ray was still coming through pretty well, and he's also That's what gold for a great YFH. You were 5 and 6 days in the main. No problem at all copying you. Your audio hadn't taken off like it had previously when you called in and adjusted things. It was scrolling. But it was alright on the last over. Just what he was having last time. He was that way down in the dumps with me signal wise. Right. Wow, what a funny climb. It's not gone completely up, but it's a lot better than it was. I think this wind has come up. There wasn't much of it. Even 10-15 minutes ago there wasn't so much of it. It's blowing quite a lot harder now from the southwest. 3 and 1QTH direction from Bristol in that area. So there we are. Right, yeah, take a big wad of cash, Martin. And I think you must have a fetish for 107s. I've never seen one in person, so to speak. I've seen pictures of them and photos of them and all sorts, but I've never sort of met one personally, if you know what I mean, the 107. I reckon you have a fetish for them, Martin. It's one of these things that people get, you know, like I have a fetish for cornflakes in the morning. I can't have my cornflakes, today is a disaster. Right round today, G8YFH to 4LJC with the group.
YFH, M1PBC. Yep, okay, Dave. Now, there was a weak signal trying to call in a while back, and I know that Paul from Derby, who is portable on his boat me just see if he's there, guys. Bear with me. G4 EQQ portable. Golf 4 Echo Quebec portable. M1 PVC listening for you and the group. Not readable, but if any people heard, perhaps they can say when I leave a gap. Anyway, let me make a comment on the last round. Well, Martin, you actually, what should we say, I find it very pleasing, your obsession with our 107s, and yes, I did note that one in the auction, and I did say it looked in nice condition from the photographs, so I wondered if you might be tempted, so well done on that, and now I don't feel too bad, because at the Dunstable Rally I picked up Avo number 10, a Model 9 Avo, going very cheap and looking in the need of a bit of TLC, which it since had and been repaired and recalibrated, and it got to fill in the white engraving on it at some time, but it's on the bench and being used, so I don't feel too bad now. An Avo-holic and a Scope-holic, but I'm not an R107 holic, and it's just as well you got the space for it, because I haven't round here, but well done on that. And I did see the silk screen posting, and actually I thought those prices were remarkably cheap, from what I remember you quoting. Of course you did have to get the panel resprayed, etc. before it, so that obviously adds to the cost, but not to somebody like myself who can respray the panel in the first place. So yeah, that sounds very interesting, but is that a one-off price, Martin, or is it based on doing a certain quantity? That would be interesting to know. But overall, so perhaps I got the price wrong, but I seem to remember that it was about £15 per panel. By the extra set for that, even if the stuff's obtainable anymore. So well done on that. And Dave, you were a good 5.9 signal last time round, so obviously turning on the power a bit has helped, and understand you're a busy man. Well, pays the bills, but I prefer my life of leisure. Round to you, Ray. G3VTD, M1 PVC.
Yes, okay. Oh, yeah. I'm rather getting that way, actually. The week off this week, and achieved in that week was quite amazing. I'm at that time where I think I'm like and not available during the week, and now I have to get other stuff in. So I, like you, I'm enjoying the freedom. On the R107s, Martin, yeah. Where does it stop? I'm like Paul, I'm a bit of a scopeaholic, and I have a proposal for oscilloscopes. I got a lovely little tele-equipment D61 off eBay recently for about 30 quid, I think it was in total, and works extremely well, with it being a tall and narrow piece of kit. Fits in perfectly on the bench. Looking at the 1155 on receive on the IFO port, and I've got the lower trace looking at the envelope of the transmitter receiving, I've got a visual display of what's going off, and a nice bright green trace on it. It's delightful. It's a very, very simple piece of kit as well. I think that's probably why it was used. Complicated piece of kit, and does the basics. Nice little 2-channel device. So very pleased with that purchase. I've missed 2 on eBay. One didn't get a single bid, and that closed at £5, which annoyed me. But I think it was the fact that you had to go and pick it up for location, and that does put a lot of people off. Now you can employ a carrier to go and collect these things and bring them to you, which is what I would have done, but by not wanting to offer any help with the postage, then it puts people off from bidding. And there was another one that went maximum figure, I think it was about £7, so I just wanted one for spares. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I think if you've got a piece of kit and you really like it, it's nice to have a complete set of spares, such that if you've got a problem, you know you've got all the bits that you need. No, 10 avometers, maybe avometers, and about a similar number of R107 screw welding. I think will not go there. Right, gentlemen, just quick reports. 73's to Trevor, if you're still listening. Dave, you actually came over a 5.8 with me, if you're listening. Just got the newsletter through with the gang in all their glory in their army uniforms with the wireless sets. Quite an interesting little exercise with them wandering about with those. A couple of 38 sets amongst them, from what I could gather, that were working. So, interesting newsletter this time. But I'm working this morning, so excuse me. I'm going to say some these, and perhaps be on the air in the morning in the early start. I tend not to join the last. I often squeeze in at 7 o'clock on the pre-net. So maybe we can chat then, and wish you 7-3 in the meantime. So from me, it's got to go to Martin, G3YGO, G3VTD signing, wishing you all a very good morning.
G3YGO with a pause. There was a carrier that popped up just towards the end there, so let's try again. See if there is somebody there. G3YGO, for anybody trying to join the net.
No sign yet either, Martin. You might try Trevor.
G3YGO? Yeah, sure. So, well, I did hear some sort of carrier came up, which what I thought was modulation on it, but nothing heard that time around. And Trevor, are you still with us? I thought you signed, but are you still there, Trevor? Go ahead. Dave, you came to about strength 7. That was four just still 9 plus, and Ray still up in the 9 region, as was Brian last time around. Yes, R107s, well, yeah, it is a pretty serious issue actually. But the trouble is that whilst I'm on this production line of R107s, I suppose the temptation is, well, just add one more in, it's not going to make any more difference. And since I'm doing all of this, and I'm sort of trying to do it in as I say, it's a bit of a production line, so that I don't have to stop and start. In theory, adding another one in shouldn't make too much